Well, it looks like we're all riding with Biden now. Today, I thought it would be useful to go over some predictions for what the next 4 years, or the next couple of years at least, will be like under a Biden presidency. This time will be most terrifying for Corn Pop, who was, of course, a bad dude, a really bad dude. But for the rest of us, what do the years of Biden hold? I suppose the first thing is, will there actually even be 4 years of Biden? Or will Biden, because of health concerns, step down at some point and let Kamala Harris take over? In the past year or so, we have all obviously seen many reasons why Biden might be forced to step down, and why it might not be feasible for him to be president for these 4 years. However, personally, I somewhat doubt that he will actually relinquish his office before his term is up. The main reason that I think it's unlikely that he'll do that is because I think it would be embarrassing for the Democrats if they had to admit, even tacitly, that Joe Biden actually was of pretty bad health this whole time, and all his critics who were saying that he wasn't really fit to be the next president were correct. And it's not like being president actually requires a massive amount of hands-on control. It can include that, but it doesn't require it. It is quite possible, as we have especially seen lately, for the permanent bureaucracy and the magnates who surround the president to take care of most of the responsibilities that the president has. The major power holders in the Democratic Party will quite easily be able to get their agenda through Biden and just get Biden to rubber stamp it. Of course, it's impossible to tell just how much worse his health will get. It is quite possible that his health could get him to a point where he just absolutely does have to step down, and the party doesn't have any say in the matter. So that's my brief prediction on that one particular topic. It's something that I could quite easily be proven wrong on, I don't know. But if we do get 4 years of President Biden, one thing that I think could be quite instructive is it could help to show to a lot of people just how little the actual president himself matters, and how much more important the actual power brokers are. This should be something which is already quite clear, but unfortunately many people still don't see it. So maybe having a Democrat president whose only job is to rubber stamp Democrat policies and doesn't have much of his own input could help make the situation a bit clearer. So, what can we expect from Biden on the front of policy and legislation? Well, firstly, in these first 2 years of the administration, we'll probably see them rush to try and get a lot of stuff passed, just as we saw in the first 2 years of the Obama administration. Who knows what will happen in the midterms? It could go either way, but it is quite likely, and of course historically quite common, for the president's side to lose the House of Representatives 2 years after winning the presidential election. The really instructive thing here would be for Republicans to notice how much better Democrats are at ramming through their agenda when they control the legislature and the presidency than Republicans are when they control the same branches of the government. But I don't really have any hope that many Republicans that haven't already connected those dots will connect them now. This is something that really should have been clear a long time ago. Now, we have already, of course, seen a great deal of distrust in the institutional Republican Party, and a great deal of Republican voters who just no longer believe that they will do what they say they will do. But I'm not sure how possible it is for that distrust to grow anymore. And there are, of course, all sorts of particular policy agendas that Biden and the Democrats are going to try to get through in these 2 to 4 years. But I don't know, they're all boring. Do any of these really matter to the sort of analysis I try and do on this channel? Yeah, he's going to do some sort of expanded healthcare program. He's going to re-enter the Paris Accords for climate change and institute some new climate change programs at home in America. And yes, many of these things that the Democrats are going to do are going to suck. They're going to help ruin the energy industry. They're going to especially damage fracking in Pennsylvania. Yes, all that's true, and it's all just so boring. I just don't care about this day-to-day legislation debates anymore. And of course, one of the biggest reversals we will see on Joe Biden is on the issue of critical race theory and other diversity agendas. We've already seen with cabinet picks and other picks from Joe Biden so far that this is a big agenda item for him. I'm sure we will see many, many examples of this throughout the coming years. There is also, in the policy front, the issue of the current world crisis and the lockdown measures. I doubt we'll really see that big of a change in policy from here on out. Democratic governors like Cuomo have already indicated that they want to let up on the lockdowns, and that it really is at a point where the economy just can't take this for much longer. So we'll probably see the same sort of gradual let up on all of this that's already been going on. The really interesting front on Joe Biden and what will happen during his presidency isn't actually the issue of policy or of any of these other more tangible things that we would generally expect one to talk about. No, the more interesting thing, I think, is how will this all play into the shifting narratives over these next few years, and how will it play into the cultural conflicts that we've been dealing with for so long. One issue is, for many people, like our communist friends, Vosh and co., it will, of course, make it much harder for them to pretend to be anti-establishment. The alliance between people like Vosh and the international neoliberal world order has always been a bit strange. This is, of course, something which I have discussed many times on this channel. And perhaps the image of the old white capitalist dude being the center of the Democratic Party for the next 4 years may do something to help damage the image of people like Vosh and the other supposedly anti-establishment, supposedly anti-capitalist, supposedly anti-corporate crowd. However, even on that point, I'm not incredibly optimistic, to be honest. Some people I know have been saying that this illusion just can't continue to last. It's just so blatant, it can't be any more obvious that these people don't really care about their supposedly radical economic views, or at least they might care about them, but they don't care about it nearly as much as they care about their other political views. I fear that female drone pilots and fear-mongering about all the horrible isms and badness of right-wingers is all it will take for the left to continue to be united. So, what's my point with all of this? My point is that from the 4 years of Biden that we're going to get, my main prediction is that it's just going to be boring. Yes, it will all seem exciting at the time. When Joe Biden introduces X new policy, there'll be all sorts of debates about it. It will all seem like it's the end of the world. But I don't think any of the changes that we'll see will really have that much to do with any particular policy, whether it comes directly from the executive branch or from the legislative branch. The real bad stuff that we can expect from the Joe Biden administration is what we can expect from any administration, is what we can expect from any 4-year period, or 8-year period, or 20-year period, in the great 500-year period of progress we've been experiencing. Progress will continue to happen, and things will continue to get worse, and the particular people in the so-called seats of power won't really matter that much. Trump did do some good things, some things which I'm quite grateful for, and I am especially grateful for how he helped expose certain elements of the left. But at the end of the day, the level of progress that occurs is not totally independent of the individual presidents that are in charge, but it also doesn't always have a huge amount to do with that either. Take, for example, the transgender issue. Do you, after 4 years of President Trump, feel more or less confident that you could safely question certain elements of the left's narrative on that topic? I remember not that long ago, probably just about 4 years ago, just about before Donald Trump became president, relatively normie conservatives saying stuff on that topic, which I certainly could not imagine saying on YouTube today. And it certainly is not just the censoriousness of YouTube and the other big tech platforms that has caused things to get that much worse in 4 years. Because I also remember just 4 years ago, even in real life, the standards not being quite as strict on that or other topics. So I guess my basic point is, what we can expect from the next 4 years is for progress to continue to progress. Thanks for watching. Please donate to my Patreon or Subscribestar if you enjoy this content. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and share these videos with anyone who you think will enjoy them. And a special thanks to my donors, yourself, Siphius Rex, Lita, Quo Pregranator, Adzutko, Josiah, King of Evil Florida and the Moon, Seth Apex, Richard, Cringewalker, Zian Harris, Thomas Thomist, Windowlick, Augustine, Skytoucher, and Max Jerome. Thank you everyone again for watching, and goodbye.